Great, great. I gotta go. How do you guys keep getting into my office? I mean, some of us are trying to work here. But since you're here, I got an idea. Why don't we read a book for our Monday night edition of Mr. Eric Reads? So glad that you're here, even though it's a bit strange that you keep coming into my office. But we've got a book by Yossi Abolafia called My Three Uncles that I think you will really, truly enjoy. This book, again, was from the library, or is from the library of Margaret Beckham, so we appreciate you sharing your stories with us here today. Without further ado, on this Monday evening, let's find out more about My Three Uncles right here on Mr. Eric Reads. My three uncles are triplets. They look so much alike, people can't tell them apart. To be honest, even I have trouble knowing who is who. Uncle Jeff is an airline pilot, Uncle Max is an artist, and Uncle Gilbert works in a bank. One morning at the zoo, a lady thought that Uncle Jeff was Uncle Max. "You know what, that does it," said Uncle Jeff. "I am tired of being mistaken for you two. I'm gonna grow a mustache." "Good," Uncle Max said. "I'll grow a mustache and a beard." "Great, then I'll just stay the way I am," Uncle Gilbert said. "Great," I thought, because now it will be easy to tell them apart. On my birthday, they all came to dinner. "Hello, Uncle Gilbert," I greeted the first one as he arrived. "I'm not Gilbert," he said. "I'm Jeff." "But didn't you say you would grow a mustache?" "Well, I did," said Jeff, "but it tickled, so I just shaved it off." Then there was a knock at the door. "Same old Gilbert. Never rings the bell," my mother said. "Let him in." "Gilbert?" I asked. He nodded. "You've changed." "No, I haven't," said Gilbert. "I just grew a mustache." Suddenly there was a loud thump. "It's only Max," my mother said. "He's coming through the kitchen window again. He's always playing tricks." "You know, we do have a front door," she said. "I know," said Max, "but there are two animals blocking the way." So I went to the front door to check, and there were two hamsters in a box, my birthday present from Uncle Max. Uncle Jeff brought me a Walkman, and Uncle Gilbert a piggy bank. I gave them party hats with their names on it. How can I tell you apart? I thought. So I asked Uncle Max, "You guys keep changing. How can I tell you apart?" "Easy," he said. "Just watch us very closely and you'll see how different we really are." I watched my uncles carefully all through dinner. Uncle Gilbert was very serious. When he spoke, he sounded like the news on TV. Uncle Jeff wiped his clean fork with his napkin before he started to eat vegetables. And then he only ate vegetables. He wouldn't even touch dessert. "Nah, that's just too sweet for me," he would say. And Uncle Max wouldn't stop clowning. He tucked his napkin into his collar and he slurped his soup. "Stop it, Max," Mom had said. You're teaching the child bad manners. We all helped clean up after dinner, except for Uncle Jeff. He was doing push-ups. He's always exercising, Uncle Max said, especially when there's cleaning to do. A few weeks later, we all met at the beach. I couldn't believe it. My 3 uncles all had mustaches. I'm beginning to think maybe they did it on purpose just to confuse me. But I knew right away which one was Max. Who else would make a snowman in the middle of July? Hello, Uncle Max, I called. See, I recognized you right away. Very good, said Uncle Max. But how about Jeff and Gilbert? That's easy. The one with the sunglasses is... And I was about to say Uncle Jeff. But then I thought, no, Uncle Jeff is always moving. So I said, it's Uncle Gilbert. Wrong, said Max. It's Jeff. Too much exercise. Uncle Jeff jumped up. Gotta get in shape, he said. And Uncle Gilbert hardly moved all day. On Halloween night, we gave a party. I watched the guests arriving. A ghost, a witch, and a rabbit. They weren't my uncles. A bee was getting out of a taxi. I stood behind the door and waited. There was a knock, and then another knock. Hi, Uncle Gilbert, I said, opening the door. You recognize me? Said Gilbert, surprised. You haven't changed, I said. You never ring the bell. I was sure the next person who came was Uncle Jeff. He waved to my mother and walked straight to the food. He examined the cold cuts and sniffed the meatballs. That can't be Uncle Jeff, I thought. He smiled at me. He took a plate and piled it high with green salad. It's Uncle Jeff, and he took a big mouthful. Hello, Uncle Max, I said. Max, he laughed. You mean Jeff? Come on, Uncle Max, I said. You can't fool me anymore. How did you know? Asked Max. Well, Uncle Jeff would never use a fork without wiping it first, I said. Really? Said Max. I guess I should have watched more carefully. And I went to look for Uncle Jeff after that. He can't be the clown. No, the clown was too tall. Maybe the one with the lampshade under his head. No, that's just my dad. I went back to Uncle Max. Uncle Max, I said, I can't find Uncle Jeff. I don't think he's here. Max lifted me up and threw me in the air. I knew you'd figure it out, he said. Jeff couldn't come. He had to fly to Singapore. but he left me a surprise for you. It's under your pillow. So I ran up to my room. I can finally tell my uncles apart, I thought. So when I got to my room, I opened the box. And in that box was a mustache. Now I kind of look like my 3 uncles too. The end. That was My 3 Uncles by Yossi Abolafia, right here on Mr. Eric Reads on this beautiful Monday that kind of actually feels like a November day with its cooling temperatures. So I hope you enjoyed that story and I hope you've had a great day. Please continue to practice safety. Please continue to wash your hands. And please practice kindness in everything that you do today, tomorrow, and the next day. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. And until that time, Mr. Eric, signing off. Oh, and stop coming into my office. I'm trying to work here. Have a good night.